What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 28 of the Restored Geeks Podcast. My name is Tristan.
I'm Chandler.
I'm Joseph.
Yes, sir. And Pragmata Controversy, we're a little late on it, but and then Invincible Season 4 Christian Review, or Review from a Christian Perspective. All that coming up. But first, we'll get into what we have been doing with gaming throughout these past, how long has it been? 2 weeks since our last one? Yeah, 2 weeks. So,
Real quick,
yeah.
I want to start this off on a different note.
Okay.
I just want, like a PSA kind of. If you're having troubles or anything like that, please seek help. Self-deletion is not the way to go about it.
Agreed. May I ask what brought this on?
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And God loves you and we love you too.
Yes.
You're loved, so please.
Absolutely, yes.
Please don't do that. The past week and a half has been pretty rough for people, especially in the analog horror community, because and one of the creators, which I recommend you go check him out. I don't have his full YouTube right here, but he made the analog horror series Man in Suit. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's basically a Godzilla analog horror series.
Okay.
He randomly posted out that he was going to end himself that night and basically said goodbye. So for a couple of days, we were all just sitting here praying that he didn't go through with it. Everyone was spamming his comment section.
Yeah.
But thankfully, he posted again saying it failed and he was in a mental health treatment center.
Okay, yeah.
Getting help.
Good.
So
Good.
Go support his channel. Go support him. Your work was great, man.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what you're going through, but please don't choose that as an option.
No, don't.
I've been waiting for the next chapter.
Exactly.
There's more to that.
It was really entertaining. It was really good.
I mean, heck, people have been making video games out of it, making songs and stuff that's out. I'm just like, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, don't make a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yeah.
I know this is going to sound cheesy, but the Bible verse, this too shall pass and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It will. Like, you are loved. You are created. We here at Restored Geeks, we are Christians. You are created. We believe that you are created in the image of God. You are loved by Him, and Jesus did die for you. So, yeah, we hope and pray that you find that.
And we're really glad you're getting help. So
yes.
Keep it up.
Yes.
Because your work was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yes.
I love my analog course.
Yes.
But now, off of that sour note.
Well, I mean, it is necessary.
Yeah, it is very necessary.
Yeah. So, from there, we'll get into gaming, what we have gotten into for the past 2 weeks. We'll start with you, Joseph.
I've
never heard of that one.
I finally finished my Pokemon ZA Shiny Lemon Dex.
Nice. You like it?
No, he didn't. He's missing some of the legendaries and
I didn't even get those shiny because the Game Freak is stupid and won't let you capture every legendary shiny.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. I just don't understand why. But anyway.
And plus you need to train me so I can actually...
I ain't doing that. Get a second Switch too.
Yes.
Bruh!
How much are they? Like $400 right now?
$500.
Man.
They were $500 when you got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I bought it. I didn't pay attention how much it was.
What's funny is you bought it specifically for one game that burned you so hard you had to...
Yes, I'm still working on that. That is going to be a big Chungus video.
Yeah.
Going through the Metroid Prime series is my favorite, and 4 is pathetic.
Random news insert. If you really feel inclined, you can give Todd Howard $80 for Skyrim again.
It was Skyrim, the definitive 4K.
Skyrim Anniversary Edition has just released on the Switch 2 with...
They release that game every month.
Enhanced frame rate for $80.
Let Skyrim die. Like, it's a good game, but let it die. Where is Elder Scrolls 6?
He said he wishes he never announced it.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have if it wasn't even any. If it all it was just a thought in his head. Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
I will die on this hill. And I know this is not how marketing works, because marketing works on a lot of really weak people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I will die on this hill. You should not announce your game until it's about a month away.
Exactly, yes. Don't do the Cyberpunk 2077 route where you announce it in 2012. Come out within 2020 and it's still not finished.
They'll be like, well,
You mean like GTA 6?
I hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised, though.
And then
Rockstar usually doesn't come out with broken games, though. Well, no, but no, the GTA trilogy remake I heard was broken.
That's because they used an AI to make it.
Yeah.
True, okay.
But, yeah, and then someone will go to the comment section and be like, well, then what about, like, PAX and E3 and all of this and the Game Awards? What about all those announcements? You want them just to announce games that are a month away? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
Or if you at least have a prototype of something.
Yeah, if you have gameplay, full gameplay, and it's going to be within the year. I can walk it back to within the year. Stop announcing games that are 4 to 5 years away.
Yeah. Because I think a game developing company can use PAX and all that to test if a gameplay is even good. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they come out with a prototype of a game, they let the people play it, and they go off of the reception of it.
Because if you're like look at the Game Awards, that should be a time for showing off the games coming for next year.
Yeah.
Not games coming for 2032.
Yeah. Or just games that say in development.
Yeah, or in the case of The Witcher 4 being announced 2 years ago, and it's still not supposed to come out till 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't really care about anyway, but...
But yeah, back to you, Joseph. You were originally supposed to... Anything else you've been playing?
And then now I'm starting a new Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm doing the Shiny Living this and that.
Bruh.
I've been playing some Metroid Exodus.
Metroid Exodus?
Yeah.
Is that one of the... Is that one of the, like, Switch one? Metro. Oh, I've never heard of that one.
Freaking, they're almost close to in my brain. You know my brain.
They're not close games.
Close names. Is what I mean. Metroid.
What are you playing it on?
PlayStation.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, yours was broken on PC, wasn't it?
It was unplayable. Yeah. Completely unplayable.
Mm-hmm. Does Fallout 3 still require you to almost, like, go into the game's files and make it playable on the PC?
I don't think so. So I know you can just download and play Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, because when I first downloaded Fallout 3, I was excited. I had to literally look up a guide how to go into the game's files and make it playable.
And then we played Repo.
Repo, yes, Repo was fun. That game is wild. It's fun to play with people, though.
It is very fun.
Yeah, and the button that popped up that said spam E to pet the dog, and Tristan just stands there like
I thought it was a troll, because usually you don't touch the enemies. This one you have to pet it.
When we in the duck, it says that you can hold a duck, and you picked up a duck and died instantly.
It doesn't say that. I told him to pick it up.
Whoa,
this actually popped up with a prompt.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Popped up with a prompt that said spam to pet.
Yeah,
and then Tristan didn't pet him, and he got mad and killed him.
Yeah, he gets mad and he turns to that buff dog from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
And starts trying to beat you up.
I was dead. I just saw the whole entire thing happen.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Chandler? What you been playing?
Not much because of finals.
Yeah.
But... Well, I did play 3 games, but none of them very long.
Okay.
I've been playing the new Zombies map. I'm going to butcher this Tokenreich? Something like that.
Is it about Tolkien?
No. I do think it's a good map and fun to play, but still not... Huh?
Is it in Germany?
I freaking don't know. It's a fishing village.
Oh, nice.
Fish.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoy the map. Been leveling up in that because it was double XP weekend.
Yeah.
And then I played a bit more of Diablo 4, the Vessel of Hatred camp. It's not Vessel of Hatred. It's the new one. I forgot what it's called.
You forgot what it's called?
I forgot what the DLC is called.
Yeah. Which is the new DLC.
The new DLC.
Yeah.
I think it's really good, and it also would be an interesting topic sometime because the main villain of it puppets a human and goes around basically being an Antichrist figure where he gets everyone on his side claiming that they will all be saved and cleansed.
Yeah.
While tricking them into thinking that you're the villain, so you end up having to fight a bunch of people just to get to him and stop him from destroying all of creation, basically.
Bruh.
But I do think also D4 is in a good state now. They just really need to buff ancestral drop rates. And then the last game I've been playing, which hopefully, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, we might play later today if he'll play it with me and if I buy it for him, is a new indie game called Far Far West, because I almost said Gunfire Reborn, and that would have been so dumb because that is like a 6-year-old indie game.
Yeah.
The new game, Gunfire Reborn, huh?
But I'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah. All right. For me, it's been Kingdom Hearts 1. Been playing through that. Love that game. One of my favorite games of all time. It's I'm at Hollow Bastion, which that area is brutal in the first game because there's like 5 consecutive bosses, all one after another. When you get halfway through it, so yeah, but I love it. Everything, it's not perfect, but like it's a very focused game because that's one of the like. It's a sad state of affairs in regular modern gaming when new games make me just want to go back and play older ones. Because I played Crimson Desert, and all it did was just make me want to go back and play Kingdom Hearts. Go and play like an actual focused RPG.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 9 made me want to just go back and play 4. So...
No, and that's the sad thing. You should be loving the new ones, but you're not because they're not good.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just nostalgia, because some people may retort and be like, well, it's just because you're like older and you just like nostalgia. No, because I disagree, because Expedition 33 did not make me want to go play an older game. I just wanted to play that. Whereas Crimson Desert and Resident Evil 9, it made me want to go back and play the older ones because they're older kinds because they're much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been playing through that, so that's about all I've been playing. So, well, other than Repo, we played that, which was fun. That was really good. But yeah, I guess from there we'll get into gaming news.
Well, then we'll start with our weekly crap on Marathon segment.
Let's go.
Well, actually, new things come out with Marathon just yesterday because Bungie copingly posted to their Twitter that Marathon is not going anywhere. They have a roadmap planned ahead. I'm going to quote Dr. Disaster here because he said something very, very true that I myself was having problems with when I was still playing Destiny, which I don't play anymore. And Joseph can attest to this.
He finally left that abusive partner.
And Joseph can attest to this, that we spent more time bragging about our roadmaps than we did actually enjoying anything that actually came out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And that is what Bungie has turned into.
Yes.
Brag about the roadmaps that you'll never actually see come to fruition.
Yeah, exactly.
And Marathon's current counts being barely even able to hit 15,000 daily peak is a proof of this. And it's also proof against this. There's one thing in this world that is very hard to lie about, and that is the numbers. And news outlets are trying to say that Marathon sold millions of copies. Where are these millions of players? Are they in the room with us now?
Unless for some reason...
Yeah, they're in their heart as long as you just believe.
Unless for some reason some people that are big old I don't know how to say it, if I say something wrong, but people that basically are all Bungie and have a bunch of accounts that buy the game.
That's not how that works, because you would still see the numbers being sold and the players still being on the game.
Well, no, I'm saying someone has a bunch of accounts just buying them and still not even playing it.
That would show up on units sold, but it would...
Yeah, it would still show up as maybe sold.
Yeah.
But first off, that doesn't happen. And two, you can tell he was a Bungie defender for a while because he's got the lingo.
Yes.
He got it, because that is the most outlandish and stupidest thing I've ever heard, because not a single person on this planet is dumb enough to sit there and make 1,000 bot accounts. You're saying if one person did this, let's think about this logically. 88,000 was their peak on Steam alone, and Steam was over 60% of the player base. So being very conservative. No, other way.
Progressive.
No.
Oh.
Being very generous.
Generous, yeah.
Generous with this, you would say maybe 300,000 people bought the game.
Maybe.
Maybe. If you even hit that. That right there is the number. So what you're saying is that 1 or 2 people had to buy several 100,000 copies of the game to reach these numbers. It's the same thing as, like, with Ghost of Yotai coming out saying it sold tens of millions of copies, yet it's only got like 40,000 reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be like, well, most people don't review. Most people, if it had tens of millions, you would still get a higher number than just 40,000 reviews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Marathon's going to continue to cope. What's funny is this tweet saying that they're going to be giving more content and they have more content planned is the same thing that Concord tweeted and the same thing that Highguard tweeted.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing that it pretty much said about
the
game.
What's funny is that Destiny actually is about to beat Marathon in daily concurrent players. And not even the big Bungie streamers that are shilling for the game aren't playing the game. I've went to multiple of their channels, and they're playing other games like Crimson Desert.
Yeah.
They're not playing friggin' Marathon because it's a terrible game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then also the news came out that even more workers have been pulled from Destiny 2 to work on Marathon. That's no big surprise. They weren't working on Destiny 2 to begin with.
But all that's just like your opinion, bro. You just like don't like you just want Call of Duty 56.
I would prefer it over Marathon.
For Call of Duty over.
That's all I've been seeing people be like. It's like you just want like even Peanut was saying that he was like you just y'all just want Call of Duty 56.
Call of Duty, I'll pick Call of Duty. At least it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, Call of Duty is always stuck. It's slop, but it's always stuck to its like winning formula at least. So, whereas Bungie doesn't know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, Bungie has no idea. The Bungie that we knew left, and then a lot of people are, with Bungie saying that they're going to do more, there were people saying that this is going to be a Destiny 1 situation, where Destiny 1 came out to bad reception and then blew up after that. I don't think it will be, because that Bungie that tried back then is gone.
Yes, yeah, exactly. No, what? Yeah. No, the Bungie that made the Halo trilogy is not there.
Sony.
What'd Sony do? What did they do? Oh, yeah.
Sony is adding a 30-day DRM feature, bruh.
Well, there's been an update on that. So.
I know there's been an update to that.
Okay.
At first, they were saying it's going to be every 30 days you have to at least get online. Now they're saying it's a one-time thing that you have to get online to check. I don't care.
Yeah.
I bought the game. I own the game.
You don't. That's the problem with this.
That's the issue. Yes,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I bought the game. I own the game.
Yeah, but in reality, you don't. So, like, yeah.
You're not getting what I'm saying.
No, I'm getting what you're saying. I'm just adding to it. Like, in reality, you don't. Like,
you're just gonna buy like a lot of stuff nowadays. And all of a sudden,
if
like, no.
Sony doing this shows that they have some sort of way to deactivate your game from your own console, which is absolutely bad.
Yes. Yeah.
There should not be any of this crap. They're like, well, it's to stop the pirators. Pirators are going to find a way around it anyway. All you're doing is shafting your loyal fan base.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's this new you're not going to own anything type of thing, because when you buy a game and not just digitally, like even if you buy a game ever since the PlayStation 4, even if you buy a disc version of the game, you're not actually owning the game. You own the license to it. You're renting basically the license to it.
Yeah.
So
we are just a couple steps away from every single game requiring a $15 subscription a month to play it.
That's one of the many concerns about this, is that it's going to set precedent for that. You also have what's called biodata harvesting or something like that they're able to like harvest a lot of your data through crap like this, and it's concerns like that that sets precedent to that. And yeah, if you there's some people that are calling for boycotting by unsubscribing from PlayStation Plus. What do you think about that?
You probably should.
Yeah. So
I mean, I don't even use PlayStation Plus.
I barely use it either
because I don't play online that often.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember even with like PlayStation 4, some of the games, like I would be offline and I would put the disc in and play it, and it would say cannot verify license. And I'm sitting there like, cannot verify these nuts. Like, I bought the game.
This is what Xbox One was trying to do, and it caused they had to go back on it because they were going to lose millions of sales.
Yeah, the sad thing about this is that Sony was looking like the pro-consumer one there for a while, and then they do this. Why?
But speaking of Sony being pro-consumer, they lost a lawsuit.
Nice. For what?
People accuse them of being a monopoly over their own digital market. So basically they were able to they stopped selling digital keys to games to retailers like Amazon and them, so they can't sell the digital keys to games. So that way Sony had full control over the pricing on digital store, and they were apparently able to prove that Sony was overpricing on the digital store compared to actual physical games, which is one of the reasons why they seem to be pushing so hard for digital-only consoles.
Yeah.
Well, they lost that lawsuit, and they got a hefty slap on the wrist with a wet noodle.
What?
The payout was like $13 million.
That's chump change to them.
Exactly.
That's pocket change.
That is pocket change to them.
Yeah.
They're just going to keep doing it, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, also apparently if you bought certain games back in between the period of like 2023 and 2026, you're going to get a couple dollars back on the PlayStation Store. They don't even have to pay you back. They have to pay you back in credits on the PlayStation Store so you can continue to buy their overpriced games.
That you don't own.
Yes,
Exactly.
And that's because of our amazing... Okay, I'm not going to get into it.
You own the games you buy on Steam, right?
Yes.
Okay. Steam is always...
Go on Steam, click... Go offline.
Yes, and
you can still play all those games as long as they're not online games.
You own the game, yes.
They are your games.
Yes, Steam is hilarious because they literally do nothing.
There is a meme going
on.
That's the thing. That's the meme going around. The biggest meme right now of 2026, besides 6-7, is Steam does nothing and wins.
Yeah, Gabe Newell gets up, he makes his coffee, he looks outside, and he sees his enemies shooting themselves in the head.
But that can actually segue us into the controller, but I have things to say on the controller. So
he sees his enemies fighting each other and shooting themselves, and he's like, yep, I ain't gotta do anything.
Sony...
Yes.
Yeah. Sony is... And this sucks because I'm actually been trying to move away from PC gaming because it's too much of a hassle.
Yeah.
The only console I wanted to move to was Sony. Now I don't even want to mess with Sony.
Yeah.
So now I'm just waiting on the Gabe box.
That's pretty much what's the Gabe box?
The only problem with the Gabe box is so far from the specs they've said and all the people calculating speculation, it'll be over $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a one-time purchase to be able to play all of your Steam games on a console, that may be worth it.
Yeah, it might be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get Kingdom Hearts on the computer, right?
Yeah. It's also, I think it's on Steam now. It was on Epic Games exclusive.
I bought the 1 and 2 remaster on Sony, and then Sony does this garbage.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
We had the original 1 and 2 for PlayStation.
I miss the days of you pop open a disc, you open the disc tray, you slap it in there. Man, I miss the sounds of the disc tray failing to read my disc. I'll take that back any day.
Yeah, yes, I will. I'll take back like acting like I don't care for the game to actually work. Yes.
People, the biggest issue with games nowadays are games like COD being 300 gigabytes that is not feasible to fit on a disc.
Well, that's cause that they don't want to compress their files.
Exactly.
There should be a law on that.
I actually know quite a few compression techniques now from my studies in computer science.
Yeah.
So
How much you want to bet GTA 6 won't be as big as COD?
it won't. The only problem is that GTA 6, when it comes out, there's going to be two fields. There's no going to be in between. It is either going to be, someone's going to be like, this is the greatest God gift Earth game ever made, or it's not going to hit somebody's impossibly high standards, and it's going to be a 1 out of 10 worst game they've ever played.
And then those of us that are in the middle that are actually giving good advice are going to be called media illiterate for some stupid reason.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it goes with this stuff.
I can't wait. Speaking of Steam, Steam is coming out with their own Pro Controller. Coming out May 4th, and is only
Nice, one that I can break again.
Yes.
and it is only $100.
I got mine with Sekiro. Steam came out with a controller. I got mine with Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. Stupid idea, because that game is hard. And I got mad and flung it at the ground, and it broke.
So it came out.
I broke my controller freaking playing the Elden Ring DLC. It was even on.
Well, I mean, to your defense, that DLC sucks. Sorry, anyway.
So it came out last night and sold out like within an hour, or within like minutes. It sold out.
Yeah.
And that's because their Pro controller cost half the price of a Pro controller for like the PlayStation and all that.
Now, do they still have that stupid pad?
Let me continue.
Sorry.
Because Tristan just walked into what I was about to say. People are trying to get mad at you if you say anything about this controller, but I don't care. I will die on this hill. They need to throw away this trackpad.
Yes.
Stop with the trackpad. This is the Pro controller. Don't you love using your sticks while the palms of your hands drag the trackpad, and then it drags your game around and F's it up?
I hope they got a way to turn that off. Like,
the trackpad is the stupidest idea. Having the trackpad, the only reason I did not care that Tristan broke that controller was because the trackpad was the only way to use it.
yes.
Now we have analog sticks on it, which is fine, but we still have the stupid trackpad. Your controller wouldn't be so bulky if you would remove the stupid trackpad.
That's one thing I also like about this controller is that they said that they made the joysticks of like newer materials to where it helps it not
Yeah, it doesn't get stick drift. That's to be seen because all mechanical components will eventually wear down.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
No. Yeah, like as much as we give crap to Sony, I will say the PlayStation 5 is probably the greatest controller to come out.
If Steve wants that stupid trackpad on it, put one of them at the top middle, kind of like the Sony's
why are they right
touchpad,
there?
and then you can use it as a mouse pad.
Yeah.
Not, or as a mouse trackpad, not as two of them that are going to be your analog sticks that are below your analog sticks, so when you're trying to use the analog sticks, the palm of your hand is going to be touching the trackpad.
PlayStation would sue them, saying they're...
No, they won't, because the Xbox has a button there too, and so does the Steam Pro controller.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It would be stupid for them to not have a way to turn that off, the trackpads off, because they're right there where the palm of your hands are.
That is the single only reason I wasn't trying to buy that controller. Because I was like, ooh, that's pretty nice. It's $150 less than the PlayStation Pro controller.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to use it on the game box when it comes out. Then I saw the trackpads and where they were.
Yeah.
Dang it. I'm just wondering if we're going to get like a regular controller.
They do have a regular controller, but there are no analog sticks. It's the trackpad.
Yeah. It's the trackpad, and that playing that's probably why I died so much and got mad at Sekiro, because it was hard.
The trackpads were an idea to get rid of the issue of stick drift, but they work so bad.
Yes.
And they feel so bad.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because you're just dragging your finger on.
They are also on my friggin' Steam Deck, and they are collecting dust. They have dust on them because I do not touch them trackpads. Well, hopefully, if they do come out with another controller for the game box, which, by the way, we're talking about the Steam machine, if anyone is in the loop.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they will do away with the trackpad.
Yeah.
So, Assassin's Creed Black Flag
Black Frag.
Black Thrag.
But yeah.
Flag out. Black Flag. Resynced is coming July 9th. So a whole
Nice.
remastered of yeah.
Yeah, so the
Word.
yeah, widely considered like the best Assassin's Creed title, and like one of the best pirate games to, unironically best pirate games to come out.
Yeah. The only thing that people seem to be worried about is that they said that they are changing the combat mechanics away from what people were calling. I forget what they called it. They basically said it was more of like a dance rather than fighting. You just had to hit certain inputs and you won every fight.
Yeah.
They're going to do away with that, so... Which I'm okay with if they do it right.
They do it right, yeah. I'll definitely probably wait to see how people feel about it, and then if people are actually feeling good about him, then fully buy.
Yeah.
But again, this is Ubisoft we're talking about.
Like, it's cool that a beloved game is getting a remaster or remake or whatever it is. But it's still like an indication of how creatively bankrupt we are now, because we're having to go back and remake another thing instead of come out with a...
Well, that seems to be how these companies are staying afloat. You're getting 3 absolute garbage flops.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get a remaster of something old and everyone buys it. And then you get more flops.
Yeah,
because they get the money back from the remaster.
Yeah, because the new stuff sucks.
Because remastering is always going to be mega dirt cheap compared to making something new.
Yeah.
For several reasons.
Yeah.
And to be honest, for older games, you just remaster older games and actually remaster fine. I'm done with it. I'm down with it.
Well, now, if we're talking about remastering older games, I need some remasters done.
Open Steve, my boy.
I know. Because quite a few of the games I want remastered, their studios have been shut down. But anyway.
Yes.
I would say the only game that I would want an HD full remaster of, keep the gameplay the same, but do a full remake and build it from the ground up, but they're going to ruin it, would be BioShock 1.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Thinking about it, that will be really good. Yes, they probably ruin it.
Yeah, they will absolutely ruin it, because its message is not what they want.
Yeah.
So.
What message they will get if they do a remaster?
That communism is great. And Andrew Ryan was right all along.
Yeah, and Andrew Ryan's communism was right all along. And it actually is a utopia, even though everyone's killing themselves. It's still better than living under Trump.
Yeah. I'm laughing because that's exactly how it would be. Because that's how stupid
they would somehow try to make it that you're less oppressed in Rapture than you are under Trump.
Yes.
For some reason, if that was the only day that it changed, that was the message I would play.
Either that or Andrew Ryan would just be a Trump thing, and they would completely redo the whole thing.
Andrew Ryan will spray paint himself orange.
Yes.
You see, a master slave Donald Trump.
What is it that he keeps telling the main character as the main character smacks him with a...
A man chooses a slave.
Okay,
so bad.
A man chooses and a slave, a slave obeys.
Obey.
Yes. Oh, that's Tony Soprano.
It's still one of the
That's
best.
because Trump does this.
It sounds goofy hearing it through here, but that is one of the best scenes of video game history.
Yes.
There are so many levels to it, including him just trying to hint at that you are a slave working for someone worse.
Yeah. That in the plot twist afterwards,
The plot
one of the
twist is insane.
greatest plot twist in gaming history. Yes, masterpiece of a game. I don't want it touched. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm worried about the show.
I'll whatever the in between.
We've talked about it several times. If there's a freaking Netflix show on it.
Whatever the in between. This is what I expect. I expect the first season. I expect it to either be great, and the first season is like fantastic, and then it sucks afterwards, or it's just going to suck. Period. That's what I expect.
Now, when are we getting our full HD remaster remake of Ride to Hell Retribution?
Yes, that's what the gamers deserve.
It's what the gamers... honestly, a full HD remaster may somehow break Never mind, we're not going down this road.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I was about to say.
Yes.
hey, there'd be a lot of games that'd be good like that, like make Red Dead HD and everything like that.
Yeah, you got that. It's called Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2 came out 2018. Like,
And it still looks better than most games
Yes.
nowadays, and it's still more fun than most games.
yes.
But,
I don't think there's a single. I don't know. Vince Gilligan may be the only person to be able to do justice to a TV show or movie of Red Dead.
yeah.
So I don't think there's any other single one that can do it.
I'm good.
Martin Scorsese, maybe the guy who made all the
We need
like
that guy.
Goodfellas
We
and all
need
that.
that guy that does all the YouTube videos because he looks like, what's the main character?
Sit up.
That guy. Yeah.
That guy. Isn't he the voice actor?
No.
Oh, he's not.
I thought he was, but he's
Oh,
not.
okay.
He just looks like the guy and sounds like him.
His face gets like blood red.
Yeah, I know.
Was that like there in 2020 when everybody?
I don't know, but there's one where he's just like, "Shut up and leave me to my lotions," and then he says something, then he falls to the floor.
The floor just cracked. I blame once.
Yeah.
Bruh.
But now we just have the Pragmata controversy.
And the Pragmata controversy, which we're kind of late to the party on this one, but we'll give our thoughts on it. So, Pragmata is a game that has that is incel core.
Yeah, I know, right?
At least that's what the far left people on the Twitter want you to believe. So it's a game I call it escort simulator.
Yeah.
It's like Death Stranding where you escort a NPC around. And personally, I haven't played it. I don't care about playing it because it's not my kind of game. I don't like that kind of game. But the story does seem very interesting. It does seem very wholesome. You're apparently this dude who comes across an android, like little girl. She's an android. And he ends up creating this father-daughter bond with her, and he protects her, and it's just wholesome like that. And the regular sane person is going to look at that and be like, that's wholesome. And to those that are like single and all that, they look at that and they're like, man, that's wholesome. That kind of makes me want to have a family. The sane person looks like that. The insane person looks at that and says that this is incel core. This is like patriarchy, oppression, and this is also pedophilia core. Apparently, let me explain something. If you look at that little girl and you think pedophilia,
You're the problem.
that says more about you than anybody else. No. Continue to do this. Please self-report so that we know who needs to face the wall in a firing squad. Anyway, yeah. These people are doing. So it created a whole controversy of this. These people are doing a huge self-report because, like I said, the regular sane person is not looking at her and thinking that she's sexy or anything like that.
No.
It's kind of like whenever somebody sees a monkey and then thinks black person, and it's like,
Yeah, we might need to cut that one.
I know the point I'm trying to make. It's like whenever like somebody in the far left sees a monkey in a animated TV show, and is like, this is representative of black people, and it's like you're the only one saying that.
Yeah, exactly. Or they see that the Tomorrow War is a metaphor for Vietnam.
You're the only one saying that.
What did I say to say this? So
But yeah, and then you have this whole like what's called anti-natalist movement, which is basically this like women don't need to have children and having children's oppressive to women and crap like that.
I'm fine with that. The people who believe that can die off, and we can get rid of the weirdos.
But yet, ultimately, we pray for these people that they come to sanity. So
Yeah.
sense of sanity. But yeah, listen, having kids and the ability and the want to have kids is biologically ingrained in us. Like you can't go against it. You try to go against it, you're going against biology, period. It's that Pragmata wanting to like bringing up these instincts in people is a good thing, and it's a wholesome thing. And it's a very, very miserable existence trying to fight against that and trying to be on here and say, like, oh, well, none of these people, like, they're not going to ever, like, touch a woman or anything like that. Crap like that. Get over yourselves. Touch grass. Literally touch grass.
I know, right?
So, like,
get off the internet.
It was an incredibly stupid controversy. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the other controversy about Pragmata, did you see that?
What was that?
I think it was the devs. Someone made an off account and then started claiming that the Twitter account for Pragmata and the game itself uses AI.
Oh.
And their evidence for it was a bunch of pictures on the AI generated pictures on the Twitter account. The pictures were all the drawings that the AI little girl made. And they were saying the game uses AI and the Twitter account is run by an AI. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Because it's the AI in the game.
Yeah.
AI in the game.
Yeah. And so people then ran with that and was like, this is all AI.
I don't know. I think it was an off account just trying to be goofy, or of like a dev being goofy.
Yeah, yeah.
This is all AI, you see?
Yeah.
Because someone asked them, was like, wait, what AI did they use? And they named off the AI name. It was like, I forgot her name. It's a bunch of letters and numbers.
Yeah.
It was just funny to me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, stupid controversy. Yeah, if you want to have kids, go out and have kids, because like it's a good biological thing that our society needs. Not this crap that goes against, that fights against biology. It's all stupid.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I would argue find Christ first.
Well, yeah. As Christians here, like, find Christ first, and not everybody has to have kids. It's definitely it's a choice, but this idea that it's oppressive and that people who do want it is ultimately oppressing women is stupid. It is going against biology. And So, anyway. Another controversy we're going to talk about, we usually don't get into like regular YouTuber drama stuff, but we felt the need to like kind of bring this one up as Christians, because this person claims to be Christian but has been making a huge stink online. So some of y'all may have heard of the streamer Faithful Sheriff or something like that, or the Faithful Sheriff.
I think it's the Faithful Sheriff.
Yeah,
aka the Peanut.
Copycat. So he's been making a big stink online because recently it's because he's been copying the burnt peanut, where burnt peanut started the whole, like, you take a peanut, he looks like a peanut, and
you take an object pretty much.
Well, you take like a food object, yeah. It's almost like a VTuber type thing, except with food.
P-tuber?
Yeah, P-tubers.
Yeah, you can't say that. You got to say he's a P-tuber.
Yeah. But so the Faithful Sheriff has been straight up copying him, and he's not, anywhere near as charismatic and funny as Peanut is. One of the things I keep seeing online is a lot of people going after him because a Faithful Sheriff claims to be a Christian, and he claims to be evangelizing people to Christ. And he also claims that people going after him are just, like, what, Satan warriors?
Yeah,
just going after him?
Warriors for Satan.
Warriors for Satan. And we want to bring this up because we're Christian here as well, but a lot of a Faithful Sheriff's tactics we do not condone, and we just want to make it clear that we do not think at all that what the Faithful Sheriff has been doing is actually faithful to what Christ calls us to and is actually, like, good. Because his whole thing that he started off with going on Fortnite and basically just slamming people with the gospel, or just constantly berating people, asking them what they think about Jesus, asking them,
are you washed in the blood of the Lamb?
Yeah.
At that point, you...
Like, as Christians, we are called to be... Christ calls us at the end of the Gospel of Matthew in what was called the Great Commission, go out, make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them all that I have commanded. So we are to evangelize, but we are also called by Christ at the same time to be wise and shrewd and to basically read the room where we're at. And there are fruitful ways and there are very unfruitful ways to go about doing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Going into video game lobbies and just slamming people with this stuff is going to be unfruitful most of the time.
Yeah, no, the best way to do it is if you're in a lobby with somebody you want to evangelize for, wait for an opening.
Yes.
Because most people that are gaming just want a game.
Yes, exactly. And most of the time it's going to be kind of like those people at stores that walk up to you and are like, hey, what internet connection do you have? Let me ask you something about your internet connection. And most people are like, no, leave me alone. I'm just here to buy groceries. Most of the time it's going to be like that. I think the best way to do it is what's called relational evangelism, which is where you actually get to know a person. You actually get to care for them, and you can talk about your faith as you get to know them and care for them, if they're even willing to have that conversation. If they're not willing to have that conversation, it's going to be unfruitful, period. So they got to be willing to have that conversation. A lot of us Christians, for whatever reason, we have this idea that in order to evangelizing means that you have to go in and you have to slam people with it. You have to do it like, like you're Aaron Yeager with the rumbling, just stomping on everybody with it. Like, no, that's not how we're called to do it. That is actually the easy way out. The hard way is actually getting our hands dirty and actually getting to know people and doing relational evangelism and all that. Like getting to know people and evangelizing through just having conversations with them. Yeah. About life and all that. That's the hard part. And that takes time and it takes patience. That's ultimately what I believe that we're called to do. There are some instances where doing like street evangelism might work, but most of the time, no. And in our context, and especially online, no. Like, get to know people. Now, one thing I have seen that I do think is a bit of a disingenuous, bad faith take from critics of him is they're painting him out to be some kind of, like, freak in the sense of talking to kids.
Yeah.
Like, for instance...
We're not allowed to say the word because of...
Yeah. Because, he has been talking to kids. He has been telling kids that they're going to hell if they don't believe in Jesus, which... As Christians, we do believe that those who deny Christ are going to hell. But when it comes to kids, you leave that up to the parents. Like, I do agree, like, leave the kids alone.
Yeah.
Let the parents teach them that. And then when they get older, if their parents are from a different faith or aren't religious, period, when the kid gets older, they can then choose. Yeah, they can come across it and choose. But I've seen stuff like, for instance, the YouTuber The Act Man has on his thumbnail. I don't know if he still has it now, but the last time I checked, he has on his thumbnail like, I talk to minors or something like that. That, I think, is a disingenuous bad faith take on him.
Yeah.
Because unless there is actual evidence that he is doing like weird predatory things, I think that this is almost like character defamation towards him, and it's kind of gross to see.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, he is talking to kids and he still is telling them that they're going to go to hell and all that, but the critics make their case look bad when they paint him in a bad faith way like this.
You make you do disingenuous when you do that, and you also are a hypocrite when you do that because you won't call out trans people and stuff like that doing the same things.
In schools and all that. Yeah. So, we just wanted to bring him up because we're Christian as well, and he's somebody's been making a huge stink online. 99% of the time we don't bring up YouTuber drama on here because that's not what we're about.
Yeah.
But when it comes to stuff like this, we may bring it up every now and then just to kind of give our take, especially as Christians here. So, yeah. And for any other Christian listening to this wondering like what to do about it, like when it comes to evangelism, get to know people and actually get to care about them. Don't just go online and just slam them with stuff. It's going to be very unfruitful.
If you want to do, like if a faithful sheriff wants to do what he's doing, his stream doesn't have to be every single second slamming somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be 99% gameplay and maybe get one fruitful conversation for first stream.
Exactly. It can.
You don't have to be the savior. You're not the savior.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know why you try that hard.
Yeah, exactly. And when we act dumb like this, it makes us look stupid. It destroys our witness.
Yeah.
Of Christ, and it makes us a laughing stock like that.
Because I do actually, even the way he's going about it is wrong. But one of the biggest reasons why we started this channel is I do think there is a lack of evangelizing in the gaming space.
In the gaming space, yes.
But that's not the way you go.
That's not the way we go about it. No. Us here, we do analysis from we talk about what's going on in gaming, just from not really from like. Well, just from our Christian like perspectives and all that, and then we also do analysis on the themes of stories from a Christian perspective as well, for anybody that wants to hear that. So, yeah, that's what we do. But we're not for going into like spaces and just slamming people with that, like doing what I call the bulldozer, strat. you just bulldoze in. Let the chips fall where they may, whatever, A lot of times it proves unfruitful.
Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say it's kind of like just throwing a frag grenade and hoping it hits.
Yeah.
But,
and then when everything blows up, you blame it on Satan for some reason. So like no, bro. Moving on to movies. Joseph, have you seen a movie?
No.
Well, we have seen a movie. Have you seen any other movie than the one we watched? Okay. So we watched Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
What did you think of that movie?
It was consistent.
It was strange, though. The way that it was created, I don't think it was really for the normie person, because Dad had no idea. Our father who watched it with us had no idea what was going on.
It's clearly a satire of old sports movies.
That and it kind of does like the dark comedy, like first season of Breaking Bad kind of thing.
Yeah,
and our father didn't really understand that, and he didn't really understand the movie at all.
No. And then we had the most incompetent mafia leader I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, that dude was very incompetent. But yeah, like, the acting was really good. Timothy Chalamet does a really good job as Morty Supreme. If you're not paying attention to what happens at the end, you're not going to understand the point of it. Because I do think that the point of it, because at the end, he cries when he sees his baby daughter, or son, was it?
I don't think it said.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it said. He cries when he sees his baby.
Yeah.
And I think the point of that is that he's realizing at that point that everything he just did is nothing compared to having the baby.
Yeah.
So, and it ends on that note. But if you're not really paying attention to that, then it can feel like the movie has no point. So. But I thought it was solid.
We got our boy Mugshot in there.
Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
He actually did a pretty good job playing that character in that. So, even though his character is just kind of him, if you ever watch him in real life. So, but yeah, it was good. It is R-rated. There are a couple of unnecessary sex scenes in it. So it is R-rated. So just for content warning for our fellow Christians out there. So. But it is well put together. I think it is solid, and the acting is very good. So, yeah.
I refuse to compliment that woman.
That woman? What woman? Which woman?
All I know is JonTron made a video on her.
Oh, Gwyneth. Oh, that's who that was. That's, Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, she's yeah.
Yeah.
She's a good actor, but she's a nut job in real life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, solid movie. So.
Yep.
It's just, it is R-rated, so just keep that in mind if you go to watch it. So, next up, move up to, well, from there, got movie. Do you got any movie news?
No movie news.
We got like Clayface. You Chandler saw the trailer to that when we were watching.
Weird.
Yeah, there's a Clayface movie coming out. Which, do you know who Clayface is?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be in the vein of like the Penguin in Joker, where it's supposed to be like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be R-rated. I don't know for sure, but it's going to be like a dark kind of take on it, which could be good because obviously Joker 1 and the Penguin were great on that. It's supposed to be a part of the James Gunn DC universe. I don't know what they're doing with this universe. It's really inconsistent and just strange.
Unless they start trying to get all the villains in there and all start playing in like.
Well, you have PG-13.
Batman will be absolutely nowhere to be found.
No, apparently Batman's not. He's going to be in the background of this. So, yeah. But the thing is that it's on James Gunn DC universe. We have PG-13 Superman. Then you have R-rated Peacemaker. And now this Clayface thing. I don't know what they're doing with this. It's all... Every single one of these have been trying their ever-loving best to copy Marvel when Marvel first came out. And Marvel is the only one that has successfully done it. All the other ones have failed miserably. So, like...
Almost what it looks like they're doing is they're showing, like, every single Batman villain, and probably sooner or later one's going to get a full-on Batman movie with the villains in it.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, Clayface might be good. It's just I don't think it'll be a success in the box office because not very many people know who Clayface is. And if it's going to be an R-rated kind of dark version of it,
I mean...
It won't... Yeah. It won't appeal to them. Oh... I say that, but Joker is the highest, Joker 1 was the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, I think. It grossed over like $1 billion in box office for some reason, despite how dark it was.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is just consistent writing is what keeps up with it, because the one thing you can't say about early Marvel is they were consistent.
Yes.
Not anymore, but...
Not post-Endgame, but yeah. I was talking about, like, from Iron Man to Endgame is what I was talking about. That they're the only ones successful at that. Everything else has been they have no idea what they're doing.
Freaking Justice League has always just been all over the place.
Yes.
Like they cannot have a consistent villain. They still, for some reason, all of the live action movies refuse to bring in Darkseid, the main villain of DC.
Yeah. Yep. And then I don't know what they're doing with Matt Reeves, the Batman that we watched with
He went on a sabbatical for a while. He's still gone. The Penguin did his thing. Didn't have to worry. Didn't have to look over his shoulder.
Yeah. And I have no idea if Clayface and all that is going to be within that universe too. So it might as well be because it looks like it fits the tone of it. But...
What's his name had a heart attack before even throwing a punch.
Yes. I forgot his name. Falco or something.
Yeah.
Falcone or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Penguin didn't even fight back, bro. Just had a heart attack and died.
Yeah. So, yeah, that actually looks like it could either be great or awful. But I want it to be great. I want it to be like the Penguin and Joker and the Batman and all that.
Is it a movie?
Yes, it's a movie. It's coming out sometime this year. No, October is when it comes out. It comes out Halloween. So it looks like it's going to be a body horror kind of movie. Because Clayface he can change his face.
Change his face and everything.
Yeah.
And he changed his whole body.
He can change his whole entire body. And then the way he can't Clayface.
Well, the trailer starts off, he's in a hospital bed, bandaged up. So it's like he caught on fire or something like that. So.
Okay, and also, we're doing Clayface now. Why haven't we got like Bane, like some of the bigger ones?
There's two reasons for that. There's two reasons for that. So Bane, one, they are never going to outdo Bane from The Dark Knight Rises.
No.
So that's what they're afraid of.
Yeah.
And then two, if they're going to try to, they've got to find somebody roided off the wazoo.
Try to make the absolute universe. They ain't gonna find a Bane for that.
Yeah.
Bane just in the comics is huge. Like,
yeah, he's massive.
He's accurate to how he is in the Arkham Asylum games.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Have you seen the Absolute Universe one? He's a lot more. He's like 10 times bigger than what actual Bane looks in the regular comics.
Yeah, man, Dark Knight Rises is great until Bane gets yeeted out of the story. Like, quite literally yeeted out of the story.
Yeah, we got the absolute best 10 out of 10 acting I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
You'll never stop it in time. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that, bro.
She's a terrible actress.
Yeah. And that was the end of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like, it's hard to beat off,
Be off.
Heath Ledger.
I about said beat off Heath Ledger's Joker. And it's hard to beat Heath Ledger's Joker.
That's because he method acted until he killed himself.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. I don't recommend that.
No.
It was great, but his acting was great, but he didn't need to do all that. Walking Phoenixes was great, but the Joker 2 has tainted that, though.
Yeah, Joker 2 ruined that.
Yeah.
I was excited to see if he showed back up, but...
Yeah. Angel Studios, you know who they are?
No.
So Angel Studios they're mostly known for, one, being the distributor to The Chosen, the original the original. They didn't make The Chosen, but they funded it and distributed it until Dallas Jenkins, the main showrunner of The Chosen, left.
So is Angel Studios the Mormons that...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're mostly Mormon, from what I remember. But they also distributed The Sound of Freedom movie. Yeah. They have catered. They've built their brand off of being like faith-based content, faith-based media. Well, they recently distributed a really awful, from what I've seen, I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard about it in the clips that I've seen, a really awful version of Animal Farm from George Orwell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's an animated Animal Farm movie that was made for kids, even though the story from George Orwell isn't made for kids.
Yeah.
You want to know who is playing?
Yeah, so the original story of Animal Farm is it's showing how bad communism is.
Yeah.
Why communism doesn't work. Because George Orwell was like in Russia and he was writing like how the Russian government, like how bad it was. Well, this new one, who was directed by Andy Serkis, the dude who voices Gollum in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies, he added a third act that isn't there in the original story, and it's basically pro-socialism. So, and Seth Rogen...
I'll just come out and say it. How's that working for you in New York?
Yeah, and Seth Rogen voice acts one of the pigs characters.
Big communist.
Yeah.
Big shop.
And he makes a joke where he farts and says, and goes, "Did you hear that? That's the sound of freedom." So, Angel Studios has been in a big controversy because they've catered to Christians, or they've catered to like faith-based stuff, and a lot of Christians are going to get on that and be like, "Yeah, we want more faith-based stuff." And some of it was good. Like, I think The Sound of Freedom was great. The Chosen was good. Dallas Jenkins and them left it because they got more independent as they went on with it. So a lot of that was good, but this obviously caused a lot of the audience to be like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why did you distribute this movie? This is not the kind of movie that you want to distribute." And instead of Angel Studios being like, "Yeah, we just distributed it, we didn't really look at it," they came out with a video where they basically called all the critics of the movie people who didn't watch the movie and just knee-jerk reacting, and they basically called them the pigs from the movie. So Angel Studios has just burned a lot of their goodwill towards their audience. And there's a really good video from the YouTuber Real Life Fake Wizard that I recommend watching. He just came out with a video on them. He goes over like their financial stuff as well, and how they, like, even Dallas Jenkins from The Chosen exposed that a lot of the money from The Chosen that they got while Angel Studios was distributing it, or, you know, helping them produce it, only 40% got to The Chosen. They kept the other 60% mostly for their own stuff.
Yep.
So I don't want to outright accuse them of being this, but this definitely feels very grifter vibes from them. Like they started, they jumped on the wave of faith-based stuff and catering to that. And then once they got so big that they now want to try and make themselves respectable to Hollywood, which this isn't a good look for them. If that's not what they're doing, then they need to apologize. They need to take that stupid video down that they came out with that was basically a diss to their audience. And they need to, like, apologize is what they need to do. This is not a good look. It's very disappointing because, you know, Angel Studios, they did seem like they were they were helping produce actual, like, fairly well done faith-based stuff, because as we know, most faith-based stuff is garbage.
Yeah.
It's corny. It's basically what, you know, the far left crap preaching a message, you know, shoving a message down your throat, except on the faith-based side.
Yeah.
So instead of actually just telling good stories. But yeah, it's very disappointing. Hopefully they actually apologize for it soon. If not, then they may actually prove themselves to be actual grifters on that. So, which I hope doesn't happen. But yeah, this right here was a very bad look for them. So yeah.
Anyway, TV shows.
But yeah, from there, I guess we'll move into TV shows. What have you been watching, Joseph, for TV shows?
Nothing.
No animes?
Okay. That's I haven't watched anything, but I do need to because there's a lot of new animes coming out, a lot of new seasons, stuff. So I can't watch more.
Okay. What about you, Chandler? What have you been watching? Other than what we're going to talk about here in a second.
I haven't watched anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Haven't watched anything? Oh. For me, it's been JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I just finished part 5, which is probably my favorite part. I love the setting. It's in, like, Italy, like, it has mob stuff. The main villain is a mob boss with split personality disorder. So, and he gets put into, without, you know, spoiler warning, he gets put into a fate worse than death, where he gets put into this loop where he constantly experiences him dying over and over again for eternity. It's that's hell is what that is. Well, yeah, I'm in part 5. Starting part 6, which deals with a female JoJo named Jolene. Yeah. So
it's woke then.
yes, woke JoJo, woke Joe. Anyway, enjoying that. And then also watched Monarch Legacy of Monsters. It's a Godzilla show. It is freaking terrible.
Oh, I know.
You get 5 seconds of Godzilla throughout like 2 seasons so far. It's all about the humans. The humans, they all suck. None of them are really likable. I don't care about any of them.
You don't think a little tiny black woman in the Amazon is super strong?
I don't care. I don't care. The main character is a plank of wood, and season 2, it tries to do this, like the beginning of season 2, it tries to do this like she feels bad for what she did because she brought a kaiju monster in. She made a stupid decision to bring the kaiju monster in, so it's completely her fault. And yes, she deserves to feel bad about it. And then the final part of season 2, it does this, it sets up this, the humans are bad, the kaijus are just misunderstood, and she is the chosen one who can speak to them. And I'm like, kill me, just end me. It's slop. It's straight up slop.
It sounds like another crappy, what is it called? Humans destroy the environment type story.
That's I almost guarantee it's where season 3, if they come out with a season 3, is going.
Yeah.
It's slop. It really is. I'm only watching it because my parents, whenever I go,
you don't really watch it though. You sleep through it. So does Dad.
Yeah, well, my mom seems to enjoy it. Whenever I visit my parents, it's a thing that we watch, so I watch it with them, and yeah, just it's not good though. No, if you want an actual like good, I haven't seen this. I'm going to see it, but I've been recommended by people who opinion I trust. It's a Japanese Godzilla called Godzilla -1.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard it actually has a good human story
to it. It beats
but,
out Shin Godzilla, which is my favorite.
Which is also Japanese, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. The Japanese are just better at storytelling for the past, like, 10 years. Yeah, decade, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You hand Godzilla over to them, they're going to come out with something far better.
I'll be honest, when did Endgame release? Because that was like the catalyst. That broke the seal, and then everything got terrible.
That was like 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 6 years is a...
See, it was Harambe. 2016 broke the seal.
No, we've been living in alternate timelines since 2016.
People literally are like, he should have done anything else. What was he gonna do? It was a freaking gorilla.
It's a gorilla, yeah. And he didn't even hurt the child. He was like holding the child.
No, but you couldn't risk it. You couldn't walk up to him because he could have strangled the child
or yeeted the child like a football.
Yeah, because he might have also like been thinking like, oh, and this is my child, and then if he didn't hear, he's gonna probably beat you up. Oh,
yeah, they had to tranquilize him. Yeah. That was the best thing that they could do.
They killed him.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
They actually could have used some probably heavy tranquilizer.
I think the worry about that is there's a chance that when he got knocked out, his muscles could contract and he could have killed him.
Or I think also it doesn't tranquilize him right away. It could have pissed him off.
Yeah, it could have really made him mad.
Yeah.
True.
So they went with the short and quick route where they killed him.
Yeah.
Now that we're thoroughly canceled by the internet, we got
not just going there or just going there and wrestle with him.
Yes.
100-man vehicle.
So send a space marine after.
Walk up and just start doing this, so then it grabs the child. Just
yeah. I mean, actually, gorillas. Actually, I'm pretty sure gorillas will actually it would take their kids and start swinging them at people.
They will.
Especially the males.
They also will throw their kids as like a tactic, so that's one of the reasons.
That's mainly the males.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're animals. They're going they're going to run off of instinct.
The males are like, no, stay out.
Yeah, they're going to run off of instinct at the end of the day. So you have to, whenever something like that the actual villain in that story is the mother. What was the mother doing?
Yeah.
So why was she not watching her kid? How did the kid get in there to begin with?
There are.
Yeah, because this is what. So even when I was young, even when I was young before all of that happened, and I see people putting their kids like on like top to look down, like I'm like, I don't care if the kid. I don't care if your kid cannot see the gators.
Yeah.
You drop that kid. Oh, come back, kid.
Oh yeah. If it's gators, that kid's done.
Yeah, because they're okay. I remember they were sending their kid on the ledge so their kid can see it down there, but I was able to like slowly peek over so I could see it. And I just saw them putting their kid up there. And I was like, if you dare let go of that child is gone forever, sir.
Yeah, that's why. Also, why not have nets covering up the holes to where you can see, but if something falls or somebody drops in there, the net catches it. Yeah. Just imagine the kid going in there, going up to the gorilla, and be like, do a roar. Roar.
Do a roar. And he gets the Hulk treatment and get the Hulk treatment.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, where the heck, we were talking about Monarch.
King Kong.
But yeah, go watch Godzilla -1. I've heard, I need to watch it because they got what's called -0 coming out, which that's a movie story news I forgot to mention, because a lot of people, Godzilla -1 was highly received, and so I recommend going and watching that. I need to watch that too before that -0 comes out, which is like the sequel to that one. It's Japanese, and when you hand Godzilla over to the Japanese, they're more likely going to do a far better job than we are at it.
I mean, didn't Godzilla start in Japan?
Yes, Godzilla was originally a Japan. Kaijus were originally a Japanese concept, so yeah.
You know why, right?
What?
The Japanese made Godzilla as a...
it's like an atom bomb. It's
a reference for the bombs being dropped.
Yeah. Well, in -1, if I'm not mistaken, Godzilla is the result of an atom bomb thing.
Maybe.
Yeah. I need to watch it. I need to go watch it. So
that also reminded me of why I'm playing Metro Exodus, is because there's a new one coming out.
Yeah. That might be good. Maybe.
Like, I completely forgot that was also another gaming thing. I wanted to say that there's a new Metro Exodus coming out.
Yeah. Well, me and Chandler have watched the rest of Invincible Season 4, which we're going to give kind of like a review of it. Kind of what I'm going to call a review, Christian's review. Invincible season 4 because there's some things in it. It's a mix of good and bad. There's some things in it that I think are great, and there's some things in it that I think are questionable and weird, and all that. What?
I give it a harmf out of 10.
A herm out of 10. We'll get to that. Yeah, Invincible as a show, I think when it came out with its first season back in 2021, I thought it was excellent. I think season 1 is great. And I don't think the show has been able to top that since, because that dynamic between Mark and Omni-Man is fantastic. It's built up fantastic, and it ends fantastic. But yeah, full spoiler warnings for the rest of Invincible. But After season 1, I think it's become, unfortunately, massively overrated.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I think season 2, 3, and 4 are like mixes of both good and bad. Season 2 is kind of decent.
For me, it was season 1 had a direction it was going.
Yeah.
And then after that, it turned into your usual superhero.
Well, it's been kind of doing the same thing over and over again each season. And this is the problem that I'm having with it, is that season 2 is all about like Mark, after finding out who his dad is, trying to, reconcile with that and trying to, still be a superhero within his, world on Earth without his dad. And he wrestles with, is what he's doing, truly a net positive, basically. And then you get to season 3, and he does it yet again. And it ends with, Conquest and those alternate universe Marks coming out. And he's again thinking, and then he begins season 4 again being like, is what I'm doing, is it a net positive or is it a net negative? I don't know, man. Am I doing great? And then you get to the end of season 4, and it does it again. Because, at the end of season 4, they fight Thrag, which I like Thrag. I think Thrag is actually a pretty good
It's because he's
villain.
the only Viltrumite that has actual, personality.
Yeah. And I like the fight with him. I think episode 7 is actually very good. But it ends, they are on the Viltrumite, that they destroyed the Viltrumite planet. Him, Omni-Man, and what's his name, Thaddeus.
Mm-hmm.
And so that made Thrag and the remaining Viltrumites go to Earth, and they are living amongst them to breed with them and basically create more Invincibles.
Yeah.
And so it ends with Mark basically sighing, being like, what have I done? So he once again is in the same spot where he's like, is what I'm doing a net negative or a net positive?
Mm-hmm.
Get to the freaking point on this. What am I supposed to get out of this, out of season 2, 3, and 4?
What you're eventually going to understand is that Thrag is a metaphor for Trump.
Oh, God. I hope not. Please don't go the boys route, because the boys is awful. The boys is absolutely awful. But, no, Invincible is better than the boys, so far, at least. But yeah, season 4, what?
Where'd Electric Girl?
Who's Electric Girl?
Exactly, my point exactly. When she showed up, I looked at you, I was like, what are we doing, man?
Oh, yeah, true, yes. I mean, Invincible beyond season 1, it kind of just
adds characters. And
again, it's a mix of both good and bad. There's some things that are consistent, some things that are not consistent. But yeah, season 4, it is doing that. Mark is trying, he's wondering if what he's doing is a net negative or a net positive. He's struggling with, not becoming like his father, not becoming like the Viltrumites, where he just kills things on, out of, what's the word? Impulse.
Yeah.
And it comes to like I said, it ends with him and Thrag talking, Thrag giving him the choice, like, either you let us live with you, among you, and breed among you, or we kill every one of you. And Mark thinks about it, and he decides that, yes, he's going to let them live. But he's regretting it, so it's doing the...
He ain't got a choice. He locked in, threw as hard of punches as he can.
Yeah, he's not going to fight Big Thrag. Yeah.
He threw as hard of punches as he can, and Thrag's mustache didn't even twitch.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but the concept of is what he's doing a net positive, net negative is not bad in and of itself. The problem that I have with season 4 on it is that it feels like a rehash of season 2 and 3. And also the solutions they give, I'm not too big of a fan of. Because, like, you have, for instance, you have the worst episode of the show, in my opinion, which is episode, what was it, 4?
5. No, it is 4. It's
4.
Because 5 is them.
5 is in the rematch of Conquest.
Yeah. And then 6 was
Mark.
It was on the planet
Yeah.
when they attacked. 7 was them attacking them.
Yeah. Episode 4, I think it's called like Herm or something like that. It's a terrible filler episode.
I forgot that one. Them living on the earth.
Yes.
Right, delivering pizza.
Yeah. It is a terrible filler episode. So Mark basically gets summoned by the demon from...
honestly, if Thrag wanted to do physical or mental harm, he could do stuff like that. Every time Invincible orders takeout, Thrag brings it. Just to remind him that he's there.
Yeah.
And then he just leaves.
The Thrag becomes the president. Yes.
He said he wouldn't, he did promise they wouldn't interfere with any politics or anything like that.
Yeah. So, in the episode Herm, Mark gets summoned by the demon from season 1.
Mm-hmm.
They're in hell. Hell is in this, like, way underneath the earth, apparently.
Yeah.
They're led by Satan, but Satan in this universe is misunderstood, because of course he is. He's ultimately the reason why Earth is even, like, working, apparently. And that the humans should be thanking him.
Apparently, he was trying to say that Satan is the reason that Earth is the way it is.
Yeah.
Because at one point the fire elementals had control over the Earth.
Yeah.
Satan destroyed them.
Yeah.
And then buried them and himself underground so that Earth could live, something like that.
Yeah, and yet, this is a fiction story, but still, like, it's kind of weird as a Christian to watch this.
Very weird.
Very strange. Because Mark straight up just, like, thanks Satan in this universe. And, well, we as Christians would say that, yes, Satan is the reason why the world is the way that it is, because he tempted Adam and Eve.
In the opposite way of
in the opposite way, yes. He tempted Adam and Eve, and he's the reason why us humans are born into original sin.
Yep.
So, yeah, he is. It's just not in a good way, and we do not thank him.
But the other thing is the episode was just so boring.
Well, it had nothing to do with the plot. It also was inconsistent with what happened before it, because Mark takes his suit that he had on, that black-blue suit.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets a new suit, but he has that black and blue suit on in this episode. Yeah.
Mark also in that episode says, okay, so I could just fly straight up and get out of here. And he's like, you'll tire before that. They flew through Viltrum.
Very true. Yes, they did flow through. Yeah. There's some world-building inconsistencies in this show beyond season 1. Season 1's pretty consistent with it, but that's because it was contained. Whereas season 2, 3, and 4, it expands a whole lot wider, but that still does not justify inconsistencies like that. But I mean, but one of the biggest things I didn't like about that episode is that they try to give a solution to what Mark is going through on the, is what I'm doing a net positive or a net negative? Now, that is the speech that the demon gives Mark as they're falling down this endless pit. And the demon basically tells him, like, there essentially is no such thing as, like, heaven. And
all this.
Yeah.
Okay. It's where he tries to say you should build heaven on earth.
Yeah, you should try and build heaven on earth instead of looking towards a, fantasy land in the sky. Which is all... I mean, the subtext of that is very clear.
He's definitely a demon.
I mean, yeah, he's a demon. So, I mean, one could say that he's, like, telling him... Because that's basically what a demon in real life, what we would believe a demon... We as Christians would believe a demon in real life would, like, entice somebody with.
Yeah.
But that's not what the show is doing. The show is all very obviously doing this. It's for Mark to think about on what exactly he's doing, if what he's doing is a net positive or net negative. And the subtext to that is very clear on against, like, religion and all that. As a Christian, like, we would say that First off, it's a misunderstanding that heaven is in the sky. Heaven, of course, is a different realm outside of the known universe that we know. And we as Christians, are called to basically try and bring heaven on earth, on the sense of we are called to, like in the Lord's Prayer, when we pray, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We are called to basically kind of bring heaven on earth in the sense that we follow God's will and God's law in loving Him above everything else and loving our neighbor and seeking the best for our neighbor. We are called to do that. However, we do that out of the promise that we have from Christ, that one, He died on the cross for us, for our sin, because we are born into a state of original sin, as the Bible explains. He died on the cross for us, and He promises that this state of original sin that we're born into, and this curse of sin, and this curse of suffering and death and all that will eventually go away. It won't go away in this life. He does not promise it will go away in this life on this side of eternity, but it will eventually. And we have that promise to hold on to. And so from that, we bring heaven on earth, not in this perfectionistic way, because that ends up becoming a sin in and of itself. The sin of like hypocrisy, because we, and all that. But in a way that we strive to live out His will, His law, through, again, loving Him above everything else and loving our neighbor and seeking the best for our neighbor. But like I said, it stems from that promise. It does not stem from trying to make everything perfect on this life, which is what that demon is basically telling Mark. He's like telling him, instead of looking towards this perfection from God, you try to make it here on earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing is that we as humans, we know from human history that when you try to do that, we make more of a mess on earth than we do anything else. So from there, I would say that looking towards God, doing that because we have these promises from God, is actually far better than what that, demon. It's kind of weird trying to explain this, because demons do entice people, and we as Christians, we believe that demons.
The show writer or the showrunners, or if it's in the comics, I don't remember, are smart from making it a demon, because then they can just claim, well, it's a demon. Yeah.
But that's obviously not what it's doing, because it spends enough time trying to make the demons out to be not bad.
Yes.
So it's one of these like very like rather dark, nihilistic, like hell exists, but it's like in the ground, but heaven does not exist. So it's like, no, if hell exists in that, then by definition heaven has to exist outside of that. It's like when you have demons. It's like when a horror story has demons and Satan, but has nothing about Christ in it. It's like, no. If demons and Satan exist, that means that Christ has to exist, because you got them from the Bible. So that means Christ has to exist in this. Where is He in this story?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. You have that, and then you also had the final episode of season 4, a lot of people are calling the abortion scene.
Yeah.
Which has some problems to it. The thing about it is that like women do struggle with that. They do struggle, especially when they get pregnant from at a young age. They are terrified of having the thought of having a child. So in this scene, what happens is that Eve got pregnant earlier in the season from Mark. Mark decides that he's going to go off with Omni-Man, his father, to fight Thrag, who is above all the Viltrumites, to basically, fight them in a war, because they're a threat to the universe. Eve finds out that she's pregnant before Mark goes off, but still accept Mark's going off. While Mark is off fighting for his life against both Conquest and Thrag, Eve decides that she just makes the decision she aborts their baby, basically. we then have this scene where they're sitting on a roof in at the end of season 4, where she admits to this, and she shows some regret, but she also puts some of the blame implicitly on Mark himself for not being there for her, for going off to this war. And then Mark, instead of him actually kind of calling her out on this, he just kind of apologizes to her and takes the blame himself. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with this if I don't have a problem with them trying to like explore the story to explore the idea and concept of like if Eve got really scared and aborted the child, but she shows like complete and utter regret, and she even like apologizes to Mark for it, and they have a conversation about it. I wouldn't have a problem with that, because I think that would be an actual interesting thing, because people do that, and they do have regrets about that, and they struggle with that in real life. The thing is that it paints Mark, the writing tries, the intentions of the author seems to be trying to paint Mark out to be, paint Eve to be the victim, and paint Mark out to be the dude the guy who has to apologize, basically. And that's not the sequence of events that they wrote down. So what we end up having is this incongruency where the intentions of the writers is not what they actually wrote down. Because the sequence of events is that she finds out that she's pregnant before Mark goes off. But she doesn't tell Mark, and her reason for not telling Mark is that she wanted Mark to focus on getting back home alive.
Wouldn't focus harder on getting back home?
That's my thought process. He would focus harder on that. Like, if he knew, he probably would have been hesitant to go if he knew that she was pregnant. So the fault, yeah.
Hindsight's a crazy thing, because, if he did or didn't go, it doesn't really look like the outcome would have changed much.
Yes, exactly. Like, so the fault is on her for not telling him before they went. Because she found out before that he went off, but didn't tell him. And then decided to abort his baby.
Or hey, not only that, like, she signed up for the superhero life. Like,
yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
If she didn't want him to do that stuff, then she would have told him to stop being a superhero.
Yeah.
But they both agreed.
Yeah, and it's a very, exactly, yeah, and it's just for me, it's a very disappointing scene, because it's like The Boys level of, like, ham-fisted political garbage.
Yep.
And Invincible, even though it did have some, character swaps and all that from the comics, it didn't really have that kind of...
they've not limited her power yet, so maybe she could just, zit back?
Her baby?
Yeah.
Bruh. But
yeah. Heck, she has pretty much almost creating things. She could have just... Like, oh, I can't buy any condoms. Oh, here's a piece of glass. Oh, condom, dude.
No, there are so many levels of inconsistency to that scene.
Yeah,
so many.
Yeah, the sequences of events that play out are not what the intentions of the author are there at all.
Yeah,
it's like Invincible is always like they've had some like character swaps that one could call woke if they wanted to. But it's never been this level of like the obvious ham-fisted, like what the authors are trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's incongruent with what they actually wrote and have on screen.
Yeah.
So it was just a very disappointing scene on that. So season 4, like on our review of it, it's a mix of both good and bad. There's some great scenes. Like I think episode 7, where they actually fight Thrag was pretty great. And all that, and there's some like concepts that it goes for and some character moments that are really good, but there's also some that are really bad, and there's some it has that Herm episode is awful. I don't know who wrote that. They need to not write again. So, and yeah, it's got some like questionable stuff in it, especially from like a Christian perspective, as Christians, engaging in this stuff. So yeah, and I'm still engaged with the story. I'm still interested to see, especially the setup of the Viltrumites living amongst the people. I still want to see them.
Speaking of that, there needs to be something explained because another inconsistency. Cecil could see anything being flown in from outer space.
Yeah.
How did he not notice 40 or 37 Viltrumites?
Yeah, exactly.
Suddenly arriving.
Well, I'm see if Mark like confronts Cecil on that or anything.
Yeah, I want
season 5.
I want an explanation from that before I say it's bad.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm still engaged and interested to see where it's going. I just like obviously what goes down in season 4 on the stuff that we just talked about is kind of disappointing and kind of makes me feel like it might be going down a bad path on that. So hopefully not, but yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that is our review on Invincible from our Christian perspective on that. That's our review.
Yeah,
as Christians from our Christian perspective on Invincible season 4. So yeah. What were you gonna say?
What was Off-Brand Flash's name from?
Rex.
No, Off-Brand Flash from episode 1 of season 1.
Oh, I don't know.
Man, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thrag almost pulled a Omni-Man to him on Invincible, and then just decided to stop.
Yeah. TV show news.
TV show news.
Yep.
I clicked through this and looked at it. It looks all right. The apparently fans of Berserk 1999, right?
97.
97.
Yeah.
Decided to create their own show for it and continue.
Yeah.
They're hoping to continue the story.
Yeah.
Since no one else will greenlight it.
Yeah.
Which, cool. I don't think it'll get very far.
Yeah, because you have to get the copy. You have to get the copyright for it. Do they have that?
No, they don't. They put on the thing, it says this is not affiliated with an actual production. That doesn't really matter, though. They can still come after you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it looks cool. Looks good. I'm all for like indie stuff like this. It's just obviously copyright. I'm wondering how that's going to go down. So
if you're not going to make it yourself, I'm all over.
Yeah.
And our last news, first off, a Far Cry TV show is coming out. Who knew about that?
Of course it did. I had no idea about that.
What's funny is this is the way I learned about it.
Yeah.
The director said that they are moving away from the game material so that it can thrive.
What the heck is that even supposed to mean?
Yeah, what the...
What that means is we want to put in our own stupid ideologies.
Yeah, probably.
And the game doesn't fit them.
Oh, gosh. The game stories have enough story to make a TV show.
And then to defend it, I forgot who said it, but someone said... No one who played the games watched the story at all. They all skipped through the cutscenes to get to the gameplay. Like, what? Do you have proof of this? Because I watched all the way through Far Cry 3's story because it was great.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's his name?
Exactly. I watched throughout the story, but then once I played it again,
Nacho was great as what's his name in 3.
Yeah.
Are you ready for woke Far Cry?
Probably. That's probably something.
Primal. I kind of like Primal. 3 was good. 5.
I never played Primal.
Yeah.
Primal didn't really have a story.
You gotta get the Orient.
Don't touch 5. I don't think there's any writers that are going to do anything on that. Just like, no. 5. That was it. 5.
5
was 5 the religious one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 5. They'll make them Trump allegory.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And then 4. Can't remember.
4 was Asian dude.
6, they already got Giancarlo, but Giancarlo's an idiot, so...
and then New Dawn, I don't even know New Dawn never played.
We don't talk about New Dawn.
You did go to...
there's really only three games that they could make a show off of if they had followed the story, and that would be 1, 2, or 3.
Yes, yeah. 4 was all right. I thought it was decent. I never beat it.
Well, the reason we never beat it is because it was just the same game again.
Yeah, it tried too hard to be 3 again, but it was all right. Oh no, I guess we'll see when it comes out. But when they say going off the game so it can thrive is not a good.
The AK-47 is the gun that Jesus will use when he
Yeah.
returns.
That was 4, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the arms dealer. Yeah.
I remember now. Bro, I like played every single Fallout.
Now, if you're gonna do 3, you have to get Nacho, the actor that plays Nacho, to play.
Oh, if anyone else plays Voss, that's stupid.
Yes.
Like, Nacho is Voss.
Yes.
I just don't want to see us fighting giant booby ski monster, whatever it was.
Don't you? You're taking LSD.
Yeah,
you know,
she gives you LSD and you end up fighting
Yeah.
this giant naked woman monster thing.
Yeah. You know, Blood Dragon was created off of that one sequence.
Bruh.
Because so many people liked that sequence, they made an entire DLC out of that. But yeah, when they say is going off the games, that's not a good sentiment.
No, it's not.
That does not give me confidence in that. It'll be good, just straight up. So, yeah.
Yippee.
Yep.
It's like, I forgot his name. I was watching somebody talk about it, but they also said this about the Halo TV show, where the Halo TV show is just Halo in name. It's a crappy TV show with Halo assets slapped on it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a crappy TV show with Far Cry slapped on it.
Yes. Yeah. Halo TV show is quite possibly one of the worst adaptations ever created.
Rings of Power, we'll take it.
Well, game adaptations.
Okay, there you
Yeah, game adaptations ever created. It's good. You couldn't get more further from the source material.
The thing is the games were set up to be a pretty good TV show if they followed it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. All the writers keep saying, I want to make it my own. That's why
It's not your own.
That's why Harry Potter is going to be bad. Because
Yes.
a lot of them keep saying, I want to make this my own. They're saying Hermione has friggin' main character energy.
It's going to be terrible. I can bet money it's going to be bad. Because that is not a good sentiment at all.
My worst.
You know what? You know what? We need a new Star Wars because Jar Jar Binks had maiden character energy.
Yes.
We need
to remake the original trilogy.
We need a Jar Jar Binks spin-off.
We need to remake the original trilogy that eventually leads up to, instead of Luke Skywalker being the savior, it's actually Jar Jar Binks.
Yes.
We need the Darth Jar Jar.
Darth of Jar Jar.
What's that scenario?
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, did you all know they came out with the Darth Maul show? Nobody cares.
Ah.
Yeah. I think I told him about it. I was like, you know what made Darth Maul? He's like, well, I was like, yeah, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I almost exclusively watch old stuff.
Yes. Old stuff over in the East.
Yeah.
'Cause every now and then something like Andor will come out. Boy, it's very rarely here. So
Well, that's the thing. They were dangling keys in front of you. See, like, look, Andor, boom, Acolyte. Just a punch to the throat.
yeah. Yes, exactly. Good.
The destruction was made. Take it.
Here's the thing, though. Andor was created by writers that were older than millennials.
Yep.
So that's the thing. Like, you get... Whereas Acolyte, it was created by a millennial, very, very far left writer.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do y'all think? That's all we got for today's podcast. What do y'all think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If y'all like the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you really like what we do and want to support us out more, hit that subscribe button. It'll help us out greatly. Thank y'all for listening or watching. We love y'all. God bless y'all. And we will see you all next time. Peace.